Where does the money come from?
Why haven't we seen a massively successful blockchain game? They're essentially Ponzi schemes.
People need to know where the money is coming from.
All right, guys, the stage is yours.
All right, guys, welcome. Thank you so much for staying with us all this time. I'll be leading this moderating panel on NFT gaming. And I'm here with Game Changers, Paul. I'm here with also 2147 and Vverse. Without further ado, let's start with introductions. So, Paul, over to you. Introduce yourself.
So if you guys were here at the beginning of the day, I'm Paul Dawalibi. They call me the prophet in almost all parts of the world. I spent 20 plus years building tech companies or investing in tech companies. About 5 years ago, I focused all my efforts on gaming, or decided to focus all my efforts on gaming. Today I host the biggest gaming industry podcast in the world called The Business of Esports. And I host a brand new show on CNBC Arabia called Game Changers. I am a hardcore gamer at heart. Gaming is my passion.
Fantastic. And over to you, Chris.
It's working?
Yes.
Hello. Yes, I'm Omrei Madi. I'm from Palestine. Before 6 or 7 years, we start working with gaming things. First of all, we start make virtualize for the hotels. So we make some virtual hotels to make some experience with it. So after the metaverse, it's start development and everything. We start working with Unity, and we want to make easy builder for all people to make their own games. So we started this journey before 6 or 7 years, but now, just before the last year, we know the good things about gaming. It needs to be cloud and on the web in the same time. So we start working before 1 year to make everything in the web as Vverse. So we work in some good experience for hotels, for some games, for virtual malls and for virtual stores and sociality things, everything in the web. And no need to download very huge things. We have very huge 3D library. You can use it to build games and everything, and it's super light. So we are focusing now to have better quality. So we focus on Unity to have better quality. We make something for the cloud gaming things. To, let's say, you are playing this in your computer, but the computing and GPU and everything come from the internet cloudly.
Fantastic. And finally, last but not least, Dusan from 2147.
Sorry, what was the question?
Introduce yourself.
I'm CEO and CCO 2142, and they're like transmedia project founded firstly on an assemblable collectible NFT comic book, then on tabletop RPG, which is ready to be printed, and we are actually deeply in pre-production phase of video game development, isometric RPG, co-op based game based hub-based exploration. It's going to be built on Polygon in Unreal 5 and not connected to any metaverse. It's going to be like real video game. We actually use blockchain to connect different pieces of our transmedia. And the other idea is actually we want to make an incredible video game experience, and not to advertise it at all. It's a blockchain video game, but to use the blockchain for some aspects, like to monetize the marketplace inside the video game. Practically, that's my philosophy is to use the best of the blockchain to enhance the gaming experience, not vice versa.
Wonderful, wonderful, excellent. Now, I think I want to ask a simple question for the audience's sake, people who are new to the space, maybe a quick introduction, because what does play to earn actually mean? Like, we know you play the game, there's earning potential. How does this scale to the level that you can grow and expand internationally? How does play to earn model, how can that scale? Who wants to take this question?
Just before I answer or anyone else answers, I think it's worth mentioning, the title of this was Diversity in Gaming.
Yes.
But when I realized it was for white-ish guys, I said we should probably be talking about something else. So just so no one's confused why, and we may touch on that, but
Yeah.
just so no one's confused, I'll let you guys answer the question.
You're absolutely right.
Absolutely
that
right.
was my first thought.
So how can we scale? How can the play to earn model actually scale? Who wants to take this question?
I'm the wrong guy for that because I'm coming from creative side of it, and we're still a way too early phase of development. And actually, we have a partner blockchain company that's gonna cover that thing. But our play to earn is not based on stacking, coin stacking, these things. We're gonna have a governance token. We're gonna have a kind of functional token, and the idea is like for us the basic benefit for video game players is to enjoy the gameplay experience like they would enjoy in any other game, and to be able, if they earn money by crafting and selling the equipment in the internal marketplace, just to take the money out. It will be based, like we're gonna get an exchange inside the game, so it wouldn't be like even needed for someone to enter it to have a wallet or something, The idea is to make it hassle-free, absolutely, and it's meant to target the regular gamers in the next 5 years, actually. So practically, I'm not free to play to earn expert.
Yeah, I think in general I'm pretty bearish on play to earn gaming the way it's been done to date. And if you caught my talk this morning, I literally trademarked the future is fun. And so I believe in fun as being the killer app for gaming, and fun has to come first. I think to date, if you look at what's been done, most gamers have thoroughly rejected play to earn gaming as a business model. And I think what it says is most of them don't really care about earning, or at least it's low on the list of a gamer's priorities. Where I maybe make an exception is there are some third world or developing markets where making 25 cents more a day can change your life. And I think this is where we've seen play to earn sort of succeed, or at least survive. Probably not succeed, but at least survive. Axie Infinity, which is held up as sort of the benchmark of play to earn gaming, maybe the most successful play to earn game of all time, that player base is in decline and is still way, way smaller than even a niche, call it traditional video game, right? You're talking about, at its peak, it had about 1 million players. And just to give some context, Counter-Strike, which is a 15-year-old game, still has more concurrent players than that today. So in context, it's still very small. And I think where play to earn games has struggled is, Dusan, to your point, is articulate the benefit to the gamer. How does this make the game more fun? And I think that's where, as an industry, play to earn games have failed.
For my side, for the scale things, how you can scale to the game development to be better. Now the gaming thing, to make a game, it takes a lot of efforts, it takes a lot of money, a lot of people to do it. So we focus now to how to, before 1 year also, we focus to how you can make a game as normal user. You want to learn in 1-2 hours, just using our system, just to make a drag and drop things. But how we can put, if we need to scale this, we need 1-2 months to develop a small games. We want to have hundreds of games to be successful platform. So how we can scale it? So we provide tools, very easy tools, so anybody can, like his avatar, in real time he can make the animation. So he in this way he can tell his story as a game. If you're a kid, 15 years old, 12 years old, or a young man, you want to make a small movie, a small 3D animation with games. So we make something, we call it mirrors. What is it? So anybody can build his experience. Let's say we have this environment virtually, okay? And you are talking here. So anyone can make his avatar and come to sit beside me here and take another photo. Or someone can build on top on these mirrors. And the watcher, he can watch these mirrors as he watching a videos. So what he do after that, you want to enhance the experience for the metaverse and the gaming industry and everything. In our tools, we will provide you can watch the video, or you like these scenes. Just click and dive with the 3D things. If you watch us now, we take a capture from this one, you can come to the stage and see it from different angles and put some animation, put some gaming stuff, put like for the blood, for the shooting, anything you can do it, just drag and drop things to scale the gaming parts. So we need to make it a cloud, so we need to download, okay, try this, etc. In this way, I think it can be scaled more and more.
So I just want to comment specifically on the scalability because I think it's an interesting question.
Yes.
I think one of the big hurdles to scalability for play-to-earn games or NFT games or blockchain games or whatever, Web3 games, whatever you want to call them, one of the big hurdles is you need a crypto wallet for the most part. Almost every single one requires you to have a crypto wallet. And so automatically your total addressable audience goes from 3 billion gamers down to, pick a number, 200, 300 million people with crypto wallets, of which maybe 15 million are actually active. And so you reduce the size of your potential audience, you're talking about scaling, by at least one order of magnitude, maybe two. And I think this is a big hurdle, right? When you reduce the size of your potential customer base, now you need serious penetration of that audience for the game to be attaching
Yeah.
Right.
And attaching yourself, sorry, to
No, go ahead.
certain blockchain platform, you still risk a lot building the game on it because there are different platforms and the market is not stable, the technology is still developing, there are not like, how to say, widely applicable standards, you know, like procedures and whatever. So practically the industry, blockchain is very young and still needs to take some time. And I truly believe that it is a future, also a future of gaming, but for now it's very risky if you want to invest a lot and make huge efforts to make a high quality game. And attaching yourself to a certain point, I'm not a blockchain expert, but if you attach your, I don't know, game to Solana or something, you will fail not because your game is bad, because of the blockchain system that you're relying on. And these are the things that's still very early, because none of the huge AAA studios went into blockchain video games. Why? Why not Ubisoft? Why not Electronic Arts? They're super greedy. They would monetize everything, every single piece, you know. But in future it will happen, definitely.
And I just want to talk about now, thank you for covering scalability. Now, there are lots of things have come up in the sense of to earn. So many to earn, like party to earn, walk to earn, move to earn. So I had a question from actually a member of the audience. Where does the money come from? Where is the money paying these users? So you're paying, please can we answer this question? Where does the money come from where users can get the money and how can this stay sustainable for the long term? Who would like to take this?
Can I answer this?
Please, go for it, please.
Just before 2 years, the concept for play to earn has come to exist and everything about it. I'm not believe with it because it's something not sustainable. As you say, the money where come from? Nobody give money like this. Okay, some platforms, some games, it try to make something, not sustainable. For 1-2 months, I can earn your currency. The currency comes with 0.0001. After 2 months, 0.000003. So it's not something logic. So what is the solution for it? How you can earn money in the gaming things? You can earn. You can create to earn. There's something good. But to just to play, for what? Of course, we can put some contents and something with ads, so the platform earn money. So the good player who makes something he can earn. But in the last 2 years, actually, I'm not seeing any project provide play to earn things. Okay, make some hype, some ads. After it's finished, it's not sustainable.
Yeah, I mean the money comes from what the gaming world. In fact, it's an older term than just the gaming world. It's a gambling term. Comes from whales. It's players who want to advance in the game or get items in the game or take shortcuts in the game by paying. And so these are the inputs into the system, and then the outputs are paying out, small amounts to players. They're essentially Ponzi schemes. They're inverse Ponzi schemes, I guess, but they're essentially Ponzi schemes. And this is why I think they're unsustainable because they're completely reliant on a small group of whales essentially funding everyone else earning.
Then this needs to be talked about. This needs to be said more, that this is unsustainable long term. I don't know, do you have any opinion on that, Dusan?
You know, it's like in free-to-play mobile video games, whales represent less than 5% of gamers, but they're driving the industry actually. The other way this monetizes is like through ads, of course. But I can share our thoughts, like our company thoughts on it. It's like we're actually having an in-game marketplace like you have in any other RPG video game. That you're crafting some items, selling the items, upgrading them, disenchanting them, doing whatever you want. And the idea is like, our point is like, we want to provide players with ability, with option, instead of keeping their in-game currency inside the game to pull it out. You know, it's like through exchange actually. And see, I'm constantly repeating, we are in the very early stage of development. We are pre-production. And we're going to produce this game, we're going to make it like for the next 5 years. And during the next 5 years, a lot of things will change. You know, we cannot say for sure what's going to happen, how play-to-earn model will develop. I don't know, personally. I mean, like 5 years is a long period for blockchain gaming. Did we have any blockchain game 5 years ago?
It's unlike,
not a single one.
Unlike, because we're still in the infancy stages, as is with crypto.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit of a cop-out, just a little bit. Like, I always ask this question, and I get a bit of heat for it, like, why haven't we seen a massively successful blockchain game?
Right.
Like,
high-quality game.
You would think it's been a few years now.
Yeah.
There's a ton of money that has gone into some of these studios. Why haven't we seen like a breakout hit, a Fortnite, Call of Duty, the next World of Warcraft? Like, why haven't we seen this yet? And I'm not convinced it's just a matter of time. I'm convinced there's something we haven't figured out yet. And I'm not sure we can just blame the model.
Yeah.
Right? It's not just the model that makes it unsustainable. Because, to your point, Dusan, mobile games have a similar model. The whales fund most of the industry, right? The 5% of the whales are most of the revenue generated by mobile games.
Which is more than 50% of gaming in general.
Correct.
Yeah.
And so it's not a broken business model, it's being forced in the play-to-earn business model. What effect does that have on other aspects, right? That's where I think it breaks a little bit.
I think it's also the image, you know, is like of a blockchain inside the B2B gaming community. You know, it's like, I mean, like, I truly believe that I have friends, they are owners like of very successful gaming companies, and they don't even think about the blockchain right now because they're deeply into their own projects. They invested a lot. They have like 200 people working on serious games, and now, you know, if practically the roadmap for development of a video game goes like from 2 to 10 years, and if we don't talk about hyper-casual games and that kind of products, and actually people cannot stop working like in big projects they're involved with and simply try to cope with the new technologies, the new models, you know, of production. So I think it really takes like among the gaming community and B2B video game community, blockchain still has to earn its place and how to earn their trust, I truly believe, you know. So a lot of things were based on hype, you know, and it's very, very turbulent. We're facing like the deep bear market right now. And of course things will change, and this is good for the blockchain gaming because things will filter, you know. It's like in a couple of years, I'm absolutely sure that you won't be able to sell anything because of pure hype. You will need to have a like good game, good product. So if it's like based on the blockchain, that will be just a plus to it. That's my personal modest opinion.
No, I'm glad we got that out the way. We need to know, people, the audience, and generally people need to know where the money is coming from. And this has been answered on this panel.
I don't know.
It still remains an open question. Maybe there's two different views. That's fine. But
I would love to play video games to earn money. I have to work to earn money.
Totally fine. I want to now move on to inclusivity and diversity in gaming. So I meet a lot of, I go to a lot of conferences. I meet a lot of people. I meet a lot of people from saying they have a play-to-earn model. Where is the diversity in play-to-earn models? Because it looks like you're playing, you're earning, I get it. Maybe it's a different game, But is there scope for diversity in play to earn?
When you say diversity, what do you mean exactly? Like
In players or developers?
Players, developers, the metaverse, because there's one thing that needs to be also talked about. Different metaverses from different blockchains can't yet interact with each other.
They're far from it.
Right? They can't. You have one blockchain with one particular metaverse, that's the only way you can play it. Now, maybe when that day does come, you can actually teleport from your metaverse to another, like Polygon to Ethereum to maybe Axie Infinity, but that hasn't happened yet. What are your thoughts on that?
For now, I think this is something too difficult because all of metaverse use different things. But I think years after years, all of us will use something, the useful things. Like for the player, you ask for how you can make the play to earn is something logic and something happen. How it can be done? Like I have my idea. Blockchain provides visibility, okay? Like now if you want to buy NFT, let's say we play something like PUBG, want to buy our weapon. Okay, this weapon is unique, but how I can know it's unique? Maybe 1,000 own it like this. But no, the NFT provides for us visibility, okay, so the first thing is useful. Okay, this 10 have it, or 20 people, or 50 people, etc. And the blockchain is decentralized, so we can do something in the aims. We can put some ads, 3D ads. Let's say a virtual store or just branding for some companies, put inside the player. So the player, he can see some ads. And through blockchain, we can put some ads, visibility ads for the business and for the user. The platform takes some commissions, and the user earns some stuff. He can, like some kids, just play or see some ads, and maybe he see the shoes. Okay, I like these shoes. I buy it virtually maybe, or I take it for free virtually, and also I can buy it for real life. I get used for it.
You mean like the gamers in the blockchain games can monetize themselves as being a part of audience for marketing targeting, if I got it right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, just like I've been hearing a lot about this around, but actually I would love to see it work because I've spent 10 years working in BBDO, Ogilvy, Gray, Worldwide. They all are like they're based on centralized, like principle. They're all servicing corporations which are super centralized. The money comes from one source. It's not coming from the air around us, And it's like the biggest fear I have is like when you with the real huge corporate money from the gaming or wherever from comes into the blockchain development, blockchain gaming, and like metaverse, whatever. I don't see. I'm not judging nor like doubting, but I truly don't see how can you decentralize the source of money, of wealth, which are going like from a couple of places in the world, like. I understand you can decentralize technology, but financial model, how you can decentralize finances?
Yeah, I come at the question of interoperability of metaverses or games from a gaming perspective, I think, first and foremost. And I see, just let me sort of take one step back, I see a lot of blockchain gaming, Web3 gaming as crypto people, and I apologize, I'm going to offend any crypto people in the room, as crypto people trying to latch onto gaming because they're in desperate need of a problem for their solution. And to me, interoperability of metaverses is classical crypto delusional thinking, because today, there's absolutely zero reason to cooperate. There is zero economic and financial reason to cooperate. Why would Activision Blizzard, who makes Call of Duty, want me to buy a gun skin in their game and let me take it to Battlefield, which is published by EA? Why would they want me to take an asset that I bought in their game and use it in their competitor's game?
Competition, yeah.
These are walled gardens for a reason. They're closed ecosystems for a reason, because they make more money this way. Now, there could come a day where there's an economic reason for cooperation. I don't know when that day will be, and I'm not sure what the driver of that day will be, but we're far from it. I think we're very far from it. We're like, and I'm the most aggressive in terms of timelines and how fast the future is coming, but I think cooperation between games, metaverses, whatever you want to call them, I think is still a bit of a pipe dream. And if that's the only benefit that's being articulated, that I can take one thing from here to there, I think it's kind of weak. I don't think it's really strong enough to get a bunch of people to say, I'm on board with this. I need to have everything I own in games as an NFT so that it's portable. This is the problem. The reasons are either not compelling enough, or they're not being articulated enough. The benefits aren't being articulated clearly enough. So it's either a marketing problem or a core product problem.
I think I resonated with what you say. You know, why would there be any incentive to cooperate? And does that pose any questions for competition law, competition problems? Because because of the fear of monopoly, if, for example, Polygon becomes too big, sort of too influencing, how can that facilitate an economy where competition exists? There isn't any regulation in metaverse, right? There isn't any regulation over how you earn, any insurance if you don't earn, any legal redress if you're an unhappy customer. What are your thoughts on this? Do you see a future where this can be actually regulated? Thoughts?
Look, I think we don't have portability today. So it's like, if Polygon becomes some 800-pound gorilla monopoly, well, you still won't have portability then, right? So it's like, the world hasn't changed all that much. Again, I think gamers fundamentally don't care. And it's a bit of an anecdote. I always tell this story. I'm a huge World of Warcraft fan, and I played it very seriously for many, many years. And there's one item in the game called the Frost Saber mount. It's extremely rare, it's tough to get. You have to do the same quest like 1,200 times over, and it takes about an hour each time. And very few people do this because you have to be kind of insane. But I did it, so I have this mount. It's cool, it's a white tiger-looking thing. I don't own it, I don't have an NFT of it, I didn't make any money doing it, and I don't care. It was fun. And to me, this is, I always come back to that first principle
that's the point of video
that has
games.
to be the driver.
But that's the point of video games, to have fun. It's the entertainment industry. The video games are based on compulsion loops, which are you do something, you get a like dopamine, reaction in your brain, which means like feels you good and which makes you fun doing that, and you expand that more and more and more, build like go deeper into progression, and whatever kind of the game, it's very based on similar principles, and its core. And when I see like someone's gonna play video game to earn money, okay, please learn, teach me how to play video games and earn money. I would gladly do that.
Yeah, look, I would love to sit at home and play video games and make millions of dollars. Right?
I will sign it today.
But coming back to the whales and the inputs, like the economies tend to break down.
Look, about the things, the competition and everything. I see in the blockchain a lot of people take funding to make their games. Okay. Here, the blockchain provides for all people chance to do their games. Okay, I tell my story through white paper, something good, something shitty, we don't know. But before 2 years, I start see some good projects, seriously. They want to develop a good game, they need something, etc., and start people focus around it. More than 90% for this project is a scam. That's why people cannot get benefits well. I see some seriously very good project, very good idea, creative things, but okay, we not trust anyone to do it. Like Binance do something very good, I see it. TGO, I think you can make a token generate for the NFT. You make the token and you sell your NFT before you start the game. Just tell your story and start through Binance and or make crowdfunding through Polygon. It's in early stage now, but I think in the future it will be more managed, so we know who's the scammer, who's the creative. He can make a game or he can make a story. Maybe they need a platform to collaborate. I cannot make everything alone. I want something as good in animation, someone good in create 3D content. So platform can make everything, any game on it, without any scam. If this happening, a lot of good game, creative game happen, maybe can be useful to have fun, because the games to have fun, not to earn, to be serious. But of course, some people through streaming and some stuff like this earn good money, not millions, earn billions. Yes or not?
But
So
that money doesn't come from blockchain, it comes from monetizing ads on their media channels.
Until now, yes.
So back to the monetization. If it weren't for the whales, I mean, there's going to be a big monetization problem because the whales control a majority shareholding of the play to earn, funding it in the first place. Now, if they disappear, you know, you're at the hands of the whales. Now, is there a way, because we talk about decentralization a lot, is there a way where, does this exist whereby you're not dependent on any whale whatsoever? It's for the users. Every person is an owner of their own, of the game, for example. Does that work? Does decentralization work in gaming? What do you guys think?
No.
Tell us why.
It's very utopian right now.
It's just, it doesn't matter, right? In the same way, like, whether the game is coded in JavaScript or C++, it doesn't matter, like, or it's Unity or Unreal Engine, it doesn't matter, right? The success of the game is predicated on, do people find it fun and do they come back and play over and over and over again?
Right.
Because
Retention replayability, actually. Retention replayability.
That's it,
That's
right?
the main driver.
And the numbers are really simple. The more people come back, the more they will spend. Like, the reality is, you put enough hours in a game, you feel invested in it, you have no problem spending dollars on the game. This is why free-to-play works spectacularly well if the game is good, if you're Fortnite. And so, I don't think it matters, right? It's a good question, and we spend a lot of time debating these things.
And the issue of KYC, people don't want to give their personal information, so they ask, is it decentralized? What are your thoughts on that?
You have a mobile phone, you have a Google, everyone knows everything about you.
Yeah,
It's like,
if you have TikTok installed on your phone, they're listening to you. So, like, any semblance of privacy should probably go out the window.
Right.
Actually, I see some good developer, they want to make decentralized games, okay? They start, but they cannot complete. So, okay, it's decentralized from the front, not from the back. Until now, not sustainable blockchain provide fully platform. I'm not C, but I hear about the new language, not just the Ethereum language, forget about it. The language for blockchain to develop it on it. New language I hear about is Move. This language I've not tried before, but they told me you can develop some games, fully decentralized, owned by people, etc., etc. We heard a lot, but we don't see anything yet.
is it a language for back-end processes, like for the payment processes, like or like a language to make a sprite move? You know, it's like
yeah, because it needs a lot of transaction cost money.
Those things. Yeah.
The average user doesn't care about any of the underlying technologies. Doesn't care. And this is why I get scared when I see pitch decks that are like 15 slide on tokenomics and technologies, 1 slide on, by the way, we're going to make a game, and then 10 more slides on tokenomics and technology. And I go, wait a second, like, you glossed over the hard part.
What's the game about?
Yeah, right, the art of it. And this is why I think people struggle, especially from an investment standpoint with games, because so much of it is art. It's not math, it's not science, it's not something you can say, if you do these 5 things, the game's going to be successful. It doesn't work like that.
No.
And so technology and crypto people want to put these things in a box and say, here's what makes a good game. In reality, a game I love, Dusan might hate.
Of course.
You know, a game he loves, I might hate. It really is very subjective. It really is art at its core.
Do you think then, if the free-to-play works perfectly well, why are companies still labeling play to earn? Is it a publicity stunt? Is it a way to raise capital?
Free to play is not free to play. You pay to play actually, or you get monetized by watching ads to play. So it's just like a term in free to play.
It's free to
not
start.
Premium, yeah.
Free.
Yeah, it's not premium.
Free
yeah.
to start. Yeah.
Right. Do you think it's a
You pay,
publicity?
if you're a whale, you pay way more in free-to-play game than if you buy like I don't know, Call of Duty for $60. It's like if you're a real whale, and somehow I don't know. I'm not sure. Somehow, in order to get some conclusion, I really need to see some real-life case studies in order to study them and to see how they observe the market and how community reacts to them. And for now, a lot of things is just a theory. You know, it's like a lot of this, what I said yesterday in speech here. Like metaverse is a story. Like many other cool stories that shape our world 200 years ago, it will shape our world right now. Like blockchain is still a story, like it's still a lot of talk about it, but the practical thing still has to come, you know, in future.
Right. Your thoughts, Paul, on the play to earn, like the label they use?
You know, I think I answered this question before indirectly. It's a good question. I truly believe it's crypto people grasping at straws. Again, unpopular opinion, but crypto people have sort of failed to revolutionize the financial world, and there's desperation around finding a problem to attach crypto to. And gaming is the next shiny new thing, and there's a feeling like, hey, if we just connect crypto and games, everyone's gonna love us. But most of the time, play to earn is I see crypto people, not gaming people at their core. And that, to me, that's like the first red flag. When I look at play to earn, you know, business, startup, whatever, are these gaming people who are looking at this through a gaming lens, or are they crypto people who think this is a quick buck because we can sell some tokens to a bunch of people and create some hype around it? Like, it's a fundamental difference in approach. And I worry that there's too many crypto people with no care for the art of gaming who are trying to build things in the space.
And it's hard to make a video game, actually. It's like
very hard.
It's like the most complex and the hardest product to make, to test, and to market, and to sell at the end, and to keep your attention. At the end, there's like different stories about how to make a game. One of the most popular, you take 60% of something that's already been made, you practically observe and analyze some games. You have 30% of development, like theoretical, you know, while preparing for the game. There's going to be a little bit of twists to something that actually exists, and whatever games is successful has 10% of pure magic. You cannot commit. It's something, one game can work today, tomorrow will not work, or vice versa. It depends on a lot of different things, and still games needs to be, the main driver should be fun. It is like that.
Fantastic, guys. We have to leave it there. We are at time. Paul, Dusan, and Chris, thank you so much for this fantastic panel discussion on gaming. And I want to maybe open it up to one question from the audience, if possible. Anyone has any questions?
All right. Yeah, we can take one question. Do we have any questions?
I make lots of enemies.
Any questions from the audience before we wrap up? All right, we've got one there from V-Verse. Sorry, guys, can you just pass on the mic? Okay, even better if you can come down, sir.
Hey guys, great panel, super interesting. I just had one question. Putting myself as a user perspective, which I'm not a gamer, but I'm not into decentralization or crypto either. Would it be profitable for users to have some sort of power on the games where they can indeed buy some assets but use them cross-platform? And in which case, would it make sense to use DAOs so that they can have some sort of inputs on how the game will be implemented in future for this interoperability? You were saying it... I'm done. All right. It makes sense for those companies to open their platform, but does it make sense for the users? And if tomorrow could be some games using DAOs where the users could have some sort of intake into this? Thank you. Anyone that wants to take it, actually. It's an open question.
All right, let's have one panelist, just so we don't go way over time, please. Who wants to take it?
I'm happy to take a stab at it. Already, and thank you for the question, but already you've sort of lost me as a gamer, right? DAOs and interoperability, and like, this is above my pay grade as the guy who wants to come home from work and detach from the world and have some fun. And do I think from a user perspective, and I'll simplify your question, so you know, forgive me because I'm not the crypto guy, but you know, is there a way to enable more trading of items between users and things like that in a more decentralized way? Sure, I think the problem is almost embedded in your question though. And I ask a question back, which is, what is the benefit to the gamer? How would a DAO or any other technology that you might mention here make the game more fun? If we can answer that clearly, there's absolutely a place for it and it will be massively successful. If we can't articulate how it will make it more fun, then I think you move on and focus on things that can.
All right, thank you very much, Paul. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to take a minute to thank Adel for doing such a great job moderating. Adel, we appreciate it. And ladies and gentlemen, last panel of the day, warm round of applause for all of our panelists. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.